Hello everyone, and welcome to Radio Shack's Learn to Solder program. Today we're going to show you how to build the first kit in a series. This is a LED flashing light that we build with this little circuit board and the products that you see here in this kit that you'll be opening up soon. Everything's in here, including the handy little instructions here. Of course, you can follow along on your instructions themselves. And just want to show you this real neat. You press the little button there we go. This one's flashing. You can see the construction there. You can press this switch again, shuts it off. Press it one more time and then it'll do something else. Like this time it's red. This is a 3-sequence LED. There's actually 3 colors in this LED. There's red, green, and blue. And each time you press it, turns a different color, as you can see. But that's what it looks like when it's done. So let's get around to building it. A couple things you need to know about soldering. First of all, you got to have a good iron. This happens to be one of my favorites. It's a Radio Shack iron. It's Radio Shack number 64-093. It's a hobbyist iron. It comes with a bunch of little extra tips that you can put on. And when we're doing delicate work, I like to use this particular solder. It's a Radio Shack number 64005. It's a 6040 rosin core, and it's, as you can see right there, it'll give you the diameter. It's 0.032 inches. It's a light duty solder, great for circuit board work. So let's get started. There's the bare board. Step one, of course, is we want to lay a little bit of solder right here on this contact spot where the negative side of the battery will be touching the circuit board. Now, in order for solder to adhere, you have to get the surface hot. So I'm going to put the soldering iron on here just a little bit first. And then I'll take my solder and I'm going to, there we go. Now you can see I got a little pool of solder right there. That's the first step. Now, let's take a look here. Next step, of course, is the switch. And that is positioned here on the board. You can lay the leads on top of those bare spots on the board. Take your solder. You just need to tack it in place real quick on one lead. Sometimes you need to get it hot, move it around a little bit. And I'm going to need a little bit more solder there, it looks like. So I'm going to get the board hot. Lay down some solder, and I'm going to move my switch into place. And voila. Now that I got it tacked in that one spot, it's kind of like welding in a way, if you've ever done welding. I'm going to use my finger to hold this down while I solder the other ones. Just like that. And of course, I'm going to turn this so I can get at these better. Use my finger again. And heat the board up a little bit, touch the solder down, and I need a little bit more because I didn't get it quite hot enough. Now, I don't know if you can see that quite well. I'll do this last one, then I'll show you a little bit closer. One thing you can know if you got a good solder connection is if it's nice and shiny. So you can see here how shiny that spot is, maybe not so much there, but that's a good indication that you've got a good connection. Now this one, there's a little glob here. You can use your soldering iron to kind of rework it. As you can see, I just got that a little bit better. Now, the next step is the battery holder itself. Now we're going to clip one of these leads off. This one right here in particular, and I'm going to use this little side cutter. I'm going to bend it up a little bit and just snip it. There you go. That was pretty easy. Now, the thing about this, as you can see, this is where it's going to go. There's a little drawing on here of where that's going to sit. There's some holes here and tabs. We're going to put the tabs in the holes like that, and it's a little spring loaded, so it's going to hold there. Now I'm going to lay it down. Now again, I'm going to take the soldering iron. Now this one's a little bit different because this is not a surface mount. This is a through hole connection. So I'm going to put my finger here, and this is getting a little bit tippy, so rather than using my finger, I'm going to show you a little trick. I like using a little masking tape once in a while. Of course, you can see I'm soldering on cardboard. I'm just going to lay it right between there, like that, and that's going to hold my board in place while I solder it. Now I'm going to lay that right in that little hole. Get that nice and hot. There we go. And now I'm going to do this side. See if I can get this a little better so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. Just like that. So I can take my masking tape off, and now that's soldered on there. Just like that. Now the next thing we're going to do is solder this LED in. Now if you notice, there's a little bit difference in the legs here on the LED. One's got a little bit of a step in it. And of course there's a little diagram on the front here too. You can see that step is right there. So you want to match that up. So you take your needle nose pliers and you put it on here. And you want to put a bend in here just like it shows in the instructions. You just bend them over just like that. You can see. And then you want to push these through the hole. So what we want to do is put these through the hole. The middle one's a little bit longer, so we're going to push that one through first, get that one started. Just like that. So there's that. And again, this is a through hole connection as far as your soldering. So we're just gonna do this. And we're gonna try this again. If not, we're gonna have to get a little masking tape. So let's do that right there. That looks good. And now we're going to come in from this side a little bit. Get that right there. Here. So there's all three of them. Now again, we're going to have to cut these leads off, get them out of the way. So we'll do this. Now be careful with this because these will fly in the air. Don't want to get them in your eye. I always put my thumb over it like that. That'll keep it from poking somebody's eye out. Now one more thing here is the resistor. LEDs need a resistor to work. You just can't solder in an LED and expect it to work. Now with these you want to bend the leads down right away. So we're just going to bend it right at the edges there. Just like that. And a resistor can go in either way. So we're going to push it through the holes here. It's marked on the board there, R1, that's for resistor 1. I'm going to solder it, push it through. And then something like this, it's kind of flimsy. I like folding them over, just like that. I fold it over. And now I'm just going to solder it. Just like this. And one more time on this side. That's that. Again, I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to kind of hold them so they don't fly in the air. You don't want these on the floor either, because somebody's walking through with stocking feet or bare feet, they'll stick right through the socks and whoo, it'll hurt. So, we got the switch in, the resistor in, the LED, we got the battery in there, so let's put her in and see if she works. Oh, there it is. And that's it. That's project 1. Learn how to solder at Radio Shack. Thank you.